National Police Chief Ronald De La Rosa downplays a claim made by an ISIS monitoring group that terrorists were behind the attack at the Posh Casino in Manila Friday. At least 37 people were killed at the Resorts World Manila after a gunman brandishing a baby Armalite fired shots and set ablaze gaming tables at the casino floor of the hotel. NCRPO Chief Oscar Albayalde says a total of 37 people died, including the gunman who killed himself. The deaths were due to suffocation from the smoke. De La Rosa says the incident is likely a bungled robbery because the gunman stole casino chips worth 113 million pesos. Past midnight Friday, people heard gunshots from inside the Resorts World Manila building. Smoke was seen from the building as well. De La Rosa says the gunman was carrying a liter of gasoline and poured it on gambling tables and set them on fire. The shooter reportedly did not aim at any person. He describes the shooter as, quote, a 6-footer who is foreign-looking, white with a mustache. World Manila Chief Operating Officer Stephen Riley says a security guard sustained a gunshot wound when he exchanged fire with the gunman. The gunman was shot in the thigh, which forced him to retreat to a hotel room. The PNP chief says the gunman set himself on fire inside the hotel room on the 5th floor and then shot himself. The attack in Pasay City, which is part of Metro Manila, happened as government troops continue to battle local terror groups in Marawi City in Mindanao. Clashes in Marawi City and the threat of ISIS to the Philippines prompted President Rodrigo Duterte to declare martial law and suspend the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus in Mindanao last week. Security forces will not meet the Friday deadline set by Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana to gain full control of Marawi City from the terrorist Maute group. Armed Forces spokesman Restituto Padilla says as long as a Maute group member exists and wants to make a stand inside the city, the military cannot totally say it has cleared Marawi. Lorenzana, the administrator of martial law, earlier set the June 2 deadline for security forces to end the Marawi siege. Padilla says that as of latest reports from ground commanders, members of the Maute group still occupy some commercial establishments in the city. Ground commanders in Marawi will continue airstrikes despite the Wednesday friendly fire that accidentally killed 10 soldiers. Former Solicitor General Florin Hilbay on Friday calls on lawyers to support a petition before the Supreme Court to compel the House of Representatives and the Senate to hold a joint session to discuss President Rodrigo Duterte's martial law in Mindanao. The call-out asks lawyers in good standing to join the petition so that their names could be included in the list of lawyer supporters to be annexed in the petition. Hilbay's call-out says, quote, the Constitution is clear. Congress has the ministerial duty to convene a joint session and deliberate the factual and constitutional basis for martial law. Government should not be allowed to violate the Constitution. The House and the Senate have separately issued resolutions supporting the declaration of martial law. Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre on Friday says he wants to take out the Special Action Force troopers manning the newly-lived prisons because drug syndicates inside the prison are active again. Aguirre says he's considering replacing the SAF troopers with Marines to avoid familiarity with the inmates. A new batch of SAF troopers were deployed to Bilibid last December to replace the initial 300-man deployment of the elite cops to avoid familiarity. Last April, there were conflicting reports of whether Aguirre wanted to take out SAF for being tainted and replace them with soldiers. Aguirre said then that the SAF were doing excellent work. Aguirre says he has yet to verify if the newly active drug inmates are the same inmates whom the Justice Department turned into witnesses against Senator Laila de Lima. When the DOJ filed charges of drug trade against de Lima, her former lover Ronnie Dayan, and former Bureau of Corrections officer in charge Rafael Ragos, it excluded 5 inmates in the complaint, so they could turn state witnesses. World leaders react with anger and defiance after United States President Donald Trump on Thursday announced the US was quitting the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement. Trump offers no details about how or when a formal withdrawal would happen, and at one point suggests a renegotiation could take place.
So we're getting out, but we will start to negotiate, and we will see if we can make a deal that's fair. And if we can, that's great. And if we can't, that's fine.
Europe's 3 biggest economies, Germany, France, and Italy, issue a joint statement to criticize Trump's move, saying, quote, the agreement cannot be renegotiated. In a TV broadcast made both in French and English, new French President Emmanuel Macron says Trump made a historic mistake. He also invites frustrated US climate scientists and entrepreneurs to come and work in France.
They will find in France a second homeland. I call on them, come and work here with us, to work together on concrete solutions for our climate, our environment. Because wherever we live, whoever we are, we all share the same responsibility. Make our planet great again.
Francis Laurent Fabius, who helped negotiate the 2015 deal, says, quote, "This decision, this speech is a shameful mistake, a major error." Beijing vows to uphold the Paris Climate Accord, saying it was a responsibility shouldered by China as a responsible major country. China and the US are responsible for some 40% of the world's emissions. The Philippines appealed to the US to reconsider its decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. The Philippines Climate Change Commission says it is, quote, "deeply troubled by the decision of the US to withdraw from the Paris Agreement and appeals that they reconsider their position."